good evening. I'm glad that you could all join us because today we have a very special guest on the show, a man who needs no introduction, Mr. Sosuke Aizen. How are you doing?
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to speak with someone of inferior intelligence.
Well, I may not be as smart as you, but at least I can tie my own shoelaces without the help of tennis Sparta. Anyway, let's start with the basics. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Indeed, as some of you may know, I am the former captain of Squad 5, and my dream is to overthrow the Soul King and to stand on top of the heavens as the ruler of reality.
What a fascinating goal, Mr. Aizen, but I must ask, what makes you think that you're qualified to rule over reality?
Foolish mortal, you question my godly right to rule over reality.
A few moments later.
I possess a unique combination of intellect, power, and vision that far surpasses that of anyone else in existence. I have demonstrated my ability to outmaneuver and outwit my opponents countless times.
Interesting, but can you explain how you outmaneuvered Ichigo? Was it a part of your plan to be stuck on Chesama?
Ah, yes, Ichigo. He was indeed a formidable adversary, but in the end I was able to outmaneuver him. It was a part of my plan to appear defeated and powerless so that I could gain the trust of the Soul Society during their battle against the Quincy. You will have to wait and see how I manipulate them in the future now that they have relied on me for help once.
Very fascinating. So it was all a part of your plan, but I'm dying to know, how did you feel about the betrayal of your second in command, Gin Ichimaru? Did that not complicate things for you?
Oh, Gin, that traitorous snake. He really thought that he could betray me. Nobody crosses me and lives to tell the tale. You see, I had planned to use him as a pawn in my grand scheme, but he proved to be unworthy. So I quickly disposed of him like the worthless insect he was.
Would you say that you care about your employees? I mean, what rights do they get when they decide to work for you? Do they receive any special perks like free dental or a 401k plan?
How naive. I don't have employees. They are my servants. They exist to carry out my bidding, and if they prove to be useful, they have the pleasure of sacrificing themselves for my goal of world domination. There can be no greater reward than that.
Well, I guess you can't argue with that. How about the captains of the Gotei 13? How do you plan to deal with them after becoming the new ruler of reality?
The captains are a troublesome bunch, but rest assured I have several plans in place for dealing with each and every one of them. Of course, some will be eliminated immediately, while others will be manipulated to serve my interests.
Speaking of the captains, what did you have against Captain Hitsugaya? I mean, you really seem to enjoy tormenting him.
The young prodigy of the Gotei 13, he indeed had a lot of potential, but I admit I thoroughly enjoyed toying with him.
His determination to protect his friends inspired me to torture the people closest to him.
Okay. One of his childhood friends was in fact your former lieutenant Momo Hinamori. Can you tell us a bit more about your relationship with her? There are in fact some wild rumors being spread by YouTubers like James Hansen, who states that you apparently had a very intimate affair with Miss Hinamori.
How dare you make such baseless accusations? My relationship with Lieutenant Hinamori was strictly professional. As for the rumors spread of intimacy between us, they are nothing but lies. Give me the address of this James Hansen. I'll do to him what I did to Gin.
There's no need to go that far. We've clearly struck a nerve with that last question. Mr. Aizen, can you tell us your thoughts on Kisuke Urahara? Is it true that you wanted to be friends with him but he had declined your offer?
Kisuke Urahara, even saying that name makes my blood boil. He is an interesting fellow, and we share a complicated history. After all, he was the only other person who was able to see the truth of the wretched world in the way that I did. He possesses an impressive level of intelligence, but he foolishly clings onto the status quo, valuing friendship with his allies over creating a better world.
Mark my words. I have not forgotten what Urahara did to me. When the time is right, I will deal with him accordingly.
Wow, I didn't think that mentioning Urahara would elicit such a response. I mean, you really don't like this guy.
That infernal man is always meddling in my plans. I will have my revenge on not just Urahara, but on everyone who dares to stand in my way.
Mr. Aizen, please calm down. I mean, this is a peaceful interview. There's no need for violence.
Violence? You haven't seen anything yet. I am the master of the universe, and you will bow before me or suffer the consequences.
Kisuke Urahara, do you know how much I despise you? With your great intellect, why is it you don't take independent action? Why in the world is it that you choose to subjugate yourself to that thing? That's an argument only a loser would make! A victor should speak of how the world should be, rather than how the world should be!
if you enjoy my content, then you can support my channel through Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or even through YouTube by becoming a channel member. You will gain access to exclusive channel perks and a Discord server which I frequently use. So become a member of my Zero Division and be the first to know about my upcoming videos. And once again, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.